Hello, welcome back. It's really bright in here. I just like wearing my shades.
Showing off your barns there.
Yeah.
Poser.
It's summertime.
It is true. I can see he's got lovely shorts on.
I wish it was summer.
He's got shorts on. It's actually quite disturbing to sit next to you, but beautiful. Let's talk about some Quake. Because, firstly, Kola got gutted in a way that...
He got wrecked.
Like, he had the lead so often, and then it just crumbled away.
Yeah, Cypher was clearly the better player in the series. Especially like a Lost World. Kola didn't really turn up. Furious Heights. He was leading, he was doing really well, and then boom, just the lead was snapped away from him. Cypher had moments of weakness, but then had a really strong finish, strong half. Just took everything back. And
I
then
thought he was going to crush that. When I saw his lead, I was like, wow, that is the game in the bag. And then coming up to ZTN, he got the 4-0.
Yeah, Kola got the best start into ZTN as well. He got a really good start. He got a few frags instantly. But again, just like on Furious Heights, Cypher's just able to come back and just beat him basically over time. So just clearly proving that today, at least, Cypher is the best player of the two.
He's looking really good. Yeah. I did predict earlier that I think Cypher's going to win the tournament, but we've got a game before Cypher's going to play again. It's going to be Evil and Tox. I think a lot of people would expect Evil to have a relatively comfortable win. I think it depends on Tox's aim as well, and if if his timing is going to be up to scratch as well. Because sometimes he just forgets items and it goes horribly wrong for him, and Evil or whoever his opponent is just has the resources they need to do whatever they like. And it's not the kind of the moments where you purposefully give the item away because you're doing the mind games. He just doesn't have a clue, and he's just doing the wrong thing. He's a turret as well, but he needs the items to back him up a little bit. So we'll get that game started very shortly. Wonder who you guys are going to think is going to win. I'd like to see Tox win at least a map. I think he should win at least a map, but Cypher Evil final is what a lot of people would predict.
I like the way the styles match up here because Evil very, very good at super aggressive, crazy play with amazing aim. Toxic, almost the opposite. Very amazing at passive.
Apart from the aim bit, which is
aim play.
Incredible aim bit. Yeah, he's far more sit back and watch and then shoot.
So would expect Kola. Kola. He's not even playing. He's actually knocked out. Would expect Kola to win from here, guys.
Kola does take away $250 though for coming in third, fourth place, which is going to be all right for him. But these guys are looking for more. This is Tox and Evil to introduce the game a little bit late. Tox is looking for some damage over here. Evil. Oh, Tox's reactions are damn quick, but not that quick.
Alright, so Toxic bearing down onto Evil there, just over him, and gets some good damage, beats him to the chase as well, trying to cut him off from that Mega. And he's going to get railed as well. Really nice finishing move there from Evil, and he's got lots of stack to play with. That was a strong rocket, but I don't know if he can finish this off right now because we have a much better advantage on the weaponry from Evil. He's got all the weapons, he's running out of ammunition slowly, but that red stuff, he needs to get the damage / kill right here.
He's getting a lot of chip damage, and Evil misses that rail. That's actually going to give Tox the red armor. That's fantastic news for him. And it honestly looked like he was absolutely helpless there, and he was just going to imminently get crushed by the pillar somewhere before going to red. But this is turning out brilliantly, and he has to challenge for Mega. And you see what I mean? Why is he here? Why is he sitting at the bottom of the red room expecting Evil to be looking at him? The Mega's going to be up. Evil needs the resources. He should be in there looking for a rail shot himself. And now gets the red, has taken a rail already, manages to return fire, which is brilliant. Twice, in fact. Actually, getting that second rail in is incredibly important.
Yeah, I think Tox has been hoping to get some traps going, but it's not the best traps that have been laid out just yet. And with 200 armor, he's going to be able to actually go for this next Mega, but it's going to be much more enticing because he's got all the armor already. Evil's going to be denying him through the choke point though. Good damage, but the LG comes out for Toxic first. It's good damage. He'll miss the rail though. Rails he was so easily hitting in the group play, and once again these missed rails are really hurting him. Evil's going to get a lot of good damage. He's chasing it up. He wants to actually finish off Toxic right away.
That's a bit greedy if Evil wants to go through the choke point. He had to back off then. Tox would definitely be able to defend himself there. And that missed rail, I think, is really frustrated Tox. That should be a tied game at the moment. But Tox uncharacteristically missing. Evil's still weak, though, but he's still a presence on the map, which Tox is extremely aware of. And doesn't want to just bombard his way straight into him. even if his stack is a bit more so than his. Giving up the Mega is not always a good.
Yeah, it's going to be Evil just waiting for the engagement by the red armor area to maybe catch Tox repositioning, but he is aware that the items aren't spawning in the red armor room super soon, so he's going to stay out of there, and Evil's just going to wait for this one. He's got plenty of time to get towards Mega as well. So Tox, he's going to have to try to find an engagement as Evil comes onto the Mega positioning. Evil only has one rocket, he's going to have to replenish those right now, and there he goes for it. Tox will push him away though with the LG out. But this is going to be a close engagement. So much damage done to Evil, he's getting kind of low now. One rail would make a huge difference.
He's really weak. Tox actually just goes for the straightforward jump over. 35 health left. Tox, you've got to hit another shot right now. Moves forward with the lightning gun, the safer option, and secures himself red armor. Tox is actually looking remarkably good right now. I was scared that he wasn't going to be able to get past that point to just get this single frag, and Evil would be able to stabilize and get a good position of control. But he's aiming well. He's struggling with those kind of finishing blows. But if he manages to start landing his rails a bit more, then I can see him taking a good lead here.
Yeah, it's the battle over the red. Rage is on. It's going to be Tox that will come out on top. But both items are spawning at once, Mega and Red. So it could be an opportunity for Tox's opponent to pick something big up. But no, he's actually going to be on the wrong side of the map. This is great news for Tox. He's going to drop and deny the yellow, even perhaps try to get the frag, but the Mega is up still at the moment. So he's going to be very cognizant that that's an important pickup. You don't want to get a kill and then have them spawn on the Mega, for example.
Yeah. Tox is going to leave the red armor up, and Evil's just going to be sitting on it and waiting. Got to be careful the amount of resources you give Evil. He needs to get at least a rail going here, some free damage of some sort. He knows exactly where Evil is. And Evil's just trying to duck, dodge, and evade somehow. The yellow tempting him. Look at Evil, just sat in that corner, hoping he won't take any damage at all. No rockets left. He's got the little ammo box at the top. He hasn't got an LG yet or a rail. He didn't have the time to get the rail in the other room because it was just too dangerous. And it's going to be Tox getting a free rail shot onto him. This is a difficult game for Evil. I'm very surprised at the amount of pressure Tox is being able to put on him. This is very promising, DDK.
Yeah, and Evil, he's in a position where he can start changing things. He's going to have the potential for a red armor pickup, but the fight is brought to him though. Toxic wants this so much. The rail is missed. The clutch rail is not there for Evil, and that is going to be problematic because Toxic has got rails for days, and he'll finish him off 3-1. And that was Evil's big moment back into the match.
It's that LG. Even though Evil has amazing aim, he is struggling to keep up with Toxic's capabilities. Oh, this is pretty sketchy now for Tox, actually. Watching out for these rockets. Anything that Evil's firing, he's going to land one more, another for a kill. But I think he's going to back off. He knows that some items are up on the map. And he can stabilize himself a bit.
Alright, so...
Can Tox do it? Can Tox do it?
It's, well, we'll have to see. I mean, he just needs to land some of these shots, just keep Evil at bay by just keeping the damage up, because Evil's trying to build up and try to take the fight to him. We know that Evil, also enjoys fighting with not necessarily the kind of full stack that most people enjoy fighting with. Evil can comfortably go in with much less. But right now, Toxic is just going back for this Mega Health. He's really moving so well around the map, and he's able to not take any damage at all so far. So this is going to be really hard for Evil to do anything at this Mega.
Tox has got to hold it all the way to the end, though. He can't just have 6.5 minutes of good play, which has allowed him to get a lead, or even 8 or 9 minutes. It's got to be a full 10 minutes, unless he's managed to rack up, 7 or 8 more frags in that time. He can't afford to step off the gas pedal.
Here he goes back into the Tox spot. That's a spot above those stairs on the connector from the Mega Room towards the grenade area, and he's going to go for the drop. He finds Evil towards the yellow rail. There's the LG. It is really good again, and he's holding down the choke point with the rail, but it's going to be Evil that hits the shot. He's screaming now. Evil must know how weak he is, but there is health dotted around the map for Toxic to collect. But this is good timing for Evil to get back in this. But, he gets caught. And the spawn as well.
He gets the 50 health, but Evil can't do anything to deny that. 5-1, Mega, yellow. He can circle over to the lower yellow at the moment. Evil, how the hell is he going to do anything? We've got another rail. Evil was quick to pick up the railgun himself, but he is vastly outstacked at the moment by the Swede. Wow. Nice. What a play, Tox.
Yeah, that was a blinding rail there from him to finish off Evil. It's 6-1, and he's just making it better and better for himself. 7-1. So you're saying he couldn't just keep it a 3-1 scoreline. He has done all you've asked of him. So
I'm amazed it's still going. You know, Tox is gonna have to pinch himself soon to work out this is real. He is hitting such sick stuff at the moment, looking for a follow-up, and Evil can't stay alive. I don't often see Evil get dominated like this. This is extremely unusual. I think some of the Quake community, we're gonna have to rub our eyes a little bit because Tox is doing fantastic things at the moment.
He's going to go back in to find Evil towards Mega over by that yellow armor as well. So Toxic actually taking a lot of damage. The engagement was really awkward through that choke point. And it's going to be now Evil pressing the issue. He knows he's just going to make a frag happen, but Toxic's not going to miss the key shot. He survives with 3 HP, and that is going to be a horrible reality for Evil, as he just can't quite seem to finish off Toxic. And now he doesn't have the weapons to really get him down at range. And 2 HP again. This is a disaster right now.
Evil's just running at him now at this point. I mean, there's obviously not much time left for him to do anything. And now I did say earlier that if Tox does get quite a few more frags, then maybe he can chill a bit. At this point, he can relax. 10-1 is not a scoreline that Evil's going to be able to recover in the next minute. But I wonder if Evil's going to have a different approach going into the next map.
Yeah, it's going to be...
Do we know the next map, Producer Reese?
Dr. Producer Reese.
He has all the answers. We've got Blood Run coming up next between them, so that will actually be really interesting. Tox is amazing on that map. Obviously, Evil, one of the Russian masters.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, that's going to be super interesting. Because that's the map we saw Toxic hit, what, 82% rail on earlier? With maybe like 40 shots or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, around there.
If Tox is able to win Blood Run as well, then he's got a very good opportunity to win the whole series. But I think if it gets to like an Elder or something like that, I don't think Tox would be able to win a map like Elder.
Okay.
So he has to make sure that he does it before Elder is played, essentially. He's got to win the series before Elder is part of the equation. But GG, 11-1 for Tox. That is a massive scoring. Over 1,000 more damage than Evil. The items are extremely dominant as well. 43 LG, 48 rail, 25 out of 52 rails right there. And Evil suffering a lot. That is, yeah, as I said, not used to seeing that.
Yeah, just such a good, clean start, and Evil just seems to be playing a bit behind Toxic most of those engagements. Toxic was just doing better damage, the LG was more on. The rail for both players was a little bit shaky, but we saw better impact shots from Toxic.
Yeah.
When it really counted, he was able to connect the shots and the damage. So that seemed like a very classic face-off, though. I don't think we saw anything too complicated. It seemed pretty standard game of Furious Heights. But going to Blood Run, it's hard to really predict who's going to win this one. Like you said, if Toxic's on his previous form, it's hard to see him losing. But at the same time,
T7 possibly for Tox, but
it's Evil's stomping grounds at the same time.
It's the way you've seen Tox practicing on Blood Run. He just stands in the middle basically, and he gets a random opponent in warm-up just to run at him constantly from every angle he spawns from. His fluency in all the angles is uncanny. He's just amazing at aiming on T7. On ZTN. Do you remember the show match where the MLG one where there was Tox versus Avec? That's the kind of stuff that he can do quite casually without without even letting off a sweat. So I'm hoping we get to see something like
Avec.
that. Yeah, rip Avec.
Rip Avec.
Too good on I reminisced, but yeah, I think Tox can do this, but he didn't make that many mistakes this last game. His timing on the whole was pretty good. There was only maybe 1 or 2 occasions very early on where his timing slipped up, but actually on the whole he kept a good tally and made sure he was doing constant damage to Evil. Even if he was picking up items, he always had like a good burst of LG or a couple of rails or something that would really, really annoy Evil. And Evil ended up just rushing at him, not doing anything. But guys, this is map number 2. Tox looking to get himself a second map win here in this best of 5 semi-finals of our Road to Quakecon tournament here at FACEIT TV. And Tox is going to be Mega Yellow Lightning Gun at the beginning. Just a bit of extra ammunition. He knows he's going to need it for later.
Yeah, this is good start here for Tox, going for a little trap. as Evil picks up the rocket launcher, thinks he has time, thinks he can get that before the red armor. Well, he's wrong, because in comes Toxic.
Bye-bye.
He is going to just completely glue that LG on top of him, and that's a 1-0. And that's before the second red to even spawn. That's actually a really big deal, because now it means that Toxic can take the entire map. And Toxic with a start like this on this map, that is scary. I love how Evil's just playing for that Mega though. It's a very smart choice. And he will keep Toxic down a little bit.
Tox gave respect there though. He didn't want to rush through the choke point. I was actually expecting him to just go all guns blazing. But because he didn't hit that entry rocket, he's like, hang on a sec. Alright, now Tox is going to have to dodge a little bit. He wants to be successful in this fight. Turns out he wants to back off. Leaving Evil position. No, he doesn't. He's actually going to rocket jump onto the red armor. He just takes the damage, accepts it for what it is, and is going to move away. He might be weak, but Evil's pretty weak as well. What?
Good rail though from Toxic there, and it won't make a huge difference to Evil picking up the Mega, but it will impact Evil's ability to challenge for this red. How deep does he want to go? Because if Toxic can land another quick bit of damage before, okay, well, it's not going to happen. So this looks like Evil, after hitting that shot, he's going to commit himself in now. He's going to invest into it.
What? No, not anymore. He's railable. He is railable. This is very dangerous for Evil. He might have to give up this position. Being very wary.
Sick grenade.
You are absolutely right otherwise, but that was insane. Tox gets himself another 100 armor. He should be setting up for that Mega, having now taken the lower yellow. I mean, it's going to be really interesting to see how Evil approaches this, because he's not usually the guy who has to chase from behind, where he's got to catch up a score. In Formula 1, he was like the Sebastian Vettel that's always at the front, who doesn't really have to worry about the rest of it. I'm really curious to see how he's going to grind his way back into this game.
And earlier on this map, we did see Toxic make a couple mistakes against his opponents, but I'm not sure against Evil if that's going to happen. He's already building a lead, and that is really strong right now, because it's going to be the finishing blows, which will be the 2-0, the Mega. The red is up in 5 seconds. If Toxic can get himself in position quickly enough, he'll be able to take this one, but he's being a little bit slow about it, so it could be an opportunity here for Evil, but it depends how cautiously Evil wants to approach the situation. He's just got his LG and his yellow, so he's happy.
Evil kind of had to pay respect to Tox there, even if he wasn't in the room. The chances of Tox being in the room are way too high for him to be able to take that risk. It was very likely it could have been 3-0 there if he even just showed his face anywhere.
So now it's going to be all about whether or not Toxic can build the lead. Because I don't know, like we saw Toxic do some crazy stuff with his 1-0 lead earlier, and so I'm afraid for him, I feel like he needs a buffer of frags. He needs some margin of error there to play with. But he is very good at holding on to a lead. So here it is. Look at this stack. This is a behemoth stack from Toxic. And he is going to spot out Evil, get a lick of damage, and send him away.
Evil's building a stack though. He's almost on 200 armor. Was eyeing up those shards, but actually ends up getting a direct rocket. He's got a rail now, moving into the LG. Tox might need a different angle. Look at the dodge. He's like, if I move away, then he's going to have that easy angle on me. Yellow taken. Rail landed as well. Can he back off? Get himself a red? No chance. He's not going to go that direction. He's going to get himself top yellow. And maybe now Evil's going to be able to play in control.
Yeah, it's looking better and better for Evil at the moment. He just needs to come onto a spot where he can just fight Toxic to the death. But Toxic's also quite good at positioning himself in a way that he doesn't commit fully and doesn't get trapped by any nasty rockets that you may throw at him. So he's holding on to that 2-0 lead, but this might disappear pretty soon if Evil continues things. He's going to hit the rail on the rocket jump up, and the second one as well. That is going to be a net loss there for Toxic, down to a very small amount of health and armor.
Evil hoping that Tox is just going to walk beside him or something like that. He does hear Evil on the side, just spams out that LG, hoping for the best. Oh, what? He found an angle on Evil there on the side. That is crazy from Tox. Evil hurting himself a little bit. 51 health, 54 for Tox. My god.
Next rail could do it between these two, although the health, the shards will help Evil massively. Red is up, Mega is spawning, and what is Toxic going to go for? Well, Evil's going to be picking up the red, and no, oh, he's going to be up by the upper yellow, and I guess he just misread how low Evil was.
Was he at the teleporter, or was he at the top yellow?
Top yellow, I think.
Okay.
Oh, by the teleporter. Exit. Yeah, that's a big shame that Toxic misreading the situation and misreading the stack maybe.
He's still got a frag advantage, but it's not a whole lot when you've got to think he has to collect all the weapons on the map, although the damage he seems to do with minimal weaponry is phenomenal. Can he get any more? He's looking for a little spam rail to get him. Evil very wary of the angles, but he's managing to hit his shots as well now, which is helping him a lot. Evil wasn't hitting so hard on Furious Heights.
Yeah, and Evil is going to be making his way back into red. The red has actually spawned here. Toxic's going to hit a rail. That's going to help massively. Kola will go up to harass Toxic, but I think Toxic just wants to waste his time and just try to harass him as much as he possibly can, get a bit of damage here as well. And he's going to be successful in this. So this has slowed down Evil quite a lot. Great direct, though. The prediction on Toxic's rockets is going to help him out massively.
That is amazing there from Tox.
And he should get the mega out of this as well.
Yep. Evil has been weakened once again. Tox has somehow managed to find the damage output. And I think Evil's been looking for maybe too many opportunities to do damage. Tox is expecting him around every corner, and now these sort of predictive spam rockets are working brilliant for him. He's going to chase down with the lightning gun. That is another frag for Tox. Unbelievable.
Yeah, that was a perfect engagement with the LG. 3-1 now, with 3.5 minutes left on the clock, and Toxic's back in prominence.
And there's going to be one more frag. He's pretty weak after this, so he's going to have to be a little bit careful right now. He doesn't want to run into too many spawn points at this point. Evil, he actually manages to pick up the red armor, but he's spammed out so much of his plasma, he's got to be running out of ammo at this point. He's got a grenade, he's got the machine gun. And yeah, Tox, you should probably just back off. That would be the safe move.
So Evil's actually lacking rockets and the LG at the moment, so all he's got is a rail. Now Evil, he has a lot of health and armor, so he could force the issue and get the frag, but he's going to back or allow his opponent to back away safely here. Toxic will get out of dodge for the time being, as we are going to see cute third person angle there for just a moment. As we get the engagement coming in from Evil, he's going to finish off Toxic, and that's going to be a very nice timing for Evil to get back into this one now, because Toxic's left with not very much to play with. Evil can push this to an advantage if he just keeps the pressure up. He's got to read Toxic well, though, because Toxic will just be in full avoidance mode now. He
has to be. I think just over 2 minutes. That's still quite a long time. This is going to feel like for Tox to keep this lead going. I don't think he should go too defensive. I mean, being able to sort of scout out information like that with just, a 1 or 2 damage rocket is brilliant. But, he's going to have to stand his ground at some point. If he can do overwhelming damage to Evil and force him to get back on the items, that will buy him the time that he needs to maybe get closer to the end.
Alright. Toxic all spots.
He's just chilling. He's just chilling there.
Oh, not actually a good rocket in the end.
It's not, but I don't think he needed it. It's a fairly good position for him then. I think did he have the rail then? If he had the rail, he should have just fired a rail or even just pushed Evil with the LG.
So time is running out, 90 seconds. I'm not talking about that news song. It's Evil looking for the shot, and he's not going to find any sign of Toxic. Toxic playing it very well at the moment, but just over a minute left, and they're still trying time to actually catch him. Good direct there. Can Toxic get out of trouble in time? He's going to push him back with the LG. What a flick, though, out of the telly. And it's not over yet here for Evil. Not over just yet. He's going to just go back for one last swing at the items, and then it's game on once again.
Yeah, that red's up. He knows exactly where Tox is at the moment. How is he going to read this? This is going to be very awkward for the Swede. Is he going to be able to escape? And he's actually read what Evil's done brilliantly. And he's going to be able to escape. Evil committed down to the bottom. Tox is going to be able to get out. That's killing more precious seconds for Tox. It's only 2 frags to get. And Evil has got everything he needs to get those frags. Apart from the location of Tox and getting to him. And now Tox playing by the teleporter down at the bottom. 1 rail. Not really enough. Nothing that Tox should be scared of just yet. And Mega is going to be taken as well.
Oh, he might just catch him here. Oh, my God. The rail again. This keeps happening, keeps hitting these pursuit rails, and it's 15 seconds left on the clock now as Toxic is just waiting, playing the Jibo game again, just using the teleporters, and Evil just cannot seem to grasp him. He's slippery.
He's done it. He did it. He's allowed to fight now. It's going to be game over. 4 frags to 3. Tox has got another map in the bag.
Absolutely. This is looking really good here for Toxic.
That was tight, though. The damage much closer on this game. 45% for Tox, LG, 40% rail. Kind of what we're expecting through the series. Not so much for Evil, but he was far closer to winning on that map than Furious Heights.
That was pretty intense, actually. I thought Toxic was in a lot of trouble because, you know, early on he started to like really let loose on the map, and it wasn't really the structure was gone. He was losing out on items. Evil's getting back in. He looked so good. He's doing the rounds. Then Evil started to break him to pieces. But then boom, Toxic wins a fight and never looks back.
Yep.
So
he was buying himself time at the end as well, but there were definitely moments where I was very uncertain about whether or not Tox would be able to win, based on giving all that control to Evil and not doing enough intermittent damage. But yeah, he's really saving himself nicely at the end with good movement, firstly. Being able to push Evil back a couple of instances, buying him those extra few frames, essentially, to get around a corner where he didn't have to take damage. I mean, that was just really close. And Tox only needs one more map win to make it to the finals. I was ruling him out, to be honest, of being able to make the finals.
Yeah, but look at this. Tournament. This is looking strong, isn't it? I can't believe it either. And Lost World as well. Again, another great map for Evil. What map isn't good for Evil? Well, here it is. Good shotgun damage from Toxic already. How much damage was that with the shotgun there? That was 2 good connections, so 40 rounds.
Maybe 100 in total.
We're going to have the engagement coming here as Evil gets locked out of this choke point, but he can go collect the LG. And the problem here is that Evil's in way better position to make choices on these next 2 big items. Although, he's actually gone for that yellow, and he's now he's in trouble. He's locked out of both items in D, so Evil's looking really strong now.
Evil didn't get the rockets, actually. He forgot to pick up the ammo, just slipped right past him. He's 200 though, so it's not a huge issue. It's early on in the game, plenty of time to find your way about.
So, minute gone, and Evil has just been running the map. He's got all the items he needs. He's got the rotation going. And it's all about Toxic and whether or not he could just keep himself alive.
I haven't seen him in a while. Where's this Toxic guy?
Yeah, he's pretty much just disappeared.
Oh, I was saying about a lightning gun.
A ghost. Haunting the dirty corridors of Lost World. There you go, there's the first proper engagement here that Evil could find. But he's not going to push the issue. I kind of like that, just staying tight to the angles, not really giving himself, not being exposed.
Brilliant defensive rockets from Tox. Oh, you're firing one back, I think.
So again, it's just very basic stuff here. I mean, Evil's not really sticking his neck out early on. He's just saying, okay, you know, I'm just going to poke in just for a second after picking up all the items. And then I'll go pick up all the items again, and then poke him for a second, just keeping it safe and just hoping that early on in the rotation he can get a little bit lucky. But he's not taking any risks early on, is Evil, with his control. It's the same poke.
You would expect him to pick up a frag, though, with this control. You know, surely the end of this control results in him having a frag, but you know Tox has got to weather the storm here of Evil's control and see if he's able to turn it on his back, or maybe you'll just have a change of control without a frag happening. Yeah,
I mean, the thing is that Evil's not really pushing deep into any of the corridors, and that's allowed Toxic to go in for a play on the Mega. He's going to get it. Look at that jump over the rocket, back into the engagement. Is that going to help or hurt Toxic in the end game here? It looks like it hurt a lot.
Did not even realize he was so low. That red's up, Tox has been spotted. It's like, please, I need to get out of here very fast.
Oh, that 50 would be so nice right now, but Evil's going to steal it away. That's a horrible, horrible situation for Toxic. What's he going to do now? I mean, he's just got to chill and
leave. Yeah, before Evil goes through that teleporter. The yellow is up. Tox going to go for it. He's going to try, but he's going to have to back off. That yellow is not for you, son. There's a lot of items up right now. And actually, Tox has stolen the mega health. Evil's just spotted it. I think he's just worked it out. He must have just worked out. Or he's in the process of working out that mega is gone, mate. He checked the 10 seconds. He's like, oh, so I can't have made a 10-second mistime. I don't think Evil would have lost timing on the item. He just needed that confirmation, really, that it wasn't an offset.
Yeah, and this is a pretty huge deal, considering that during all of this, that 10 seconds he waited, that was time that yellows were picked up, the shards were picked up. Toxic, though, he's going to get a rocket to the face. Good stuff there from Evil as he managed to make another one happen. And these direct rockets are really paving the way for Evil here in the center map. He pushes Toxic out of the way, gets the kill. That was ridiculous.
I think Tox assumed he could get a bit more free damage there before Evil noticed he was around, but was sadly mistaken. Tox's lightning gun is so damn good. The amount of damage he did there compared to Evil, out of this world.
Nicely done there by Evil. He's looking really strong actually into this one now, thanks to some of these crazy plays by Toxic, capitalizing massively. And there's the third pick up there from Evil as he does take him down with the LG again. And now he's feeling more confident to go deeper into these corridors, into the LG area, to play against the guy who's out of control. And Evil looks like he's being rewarded with that. And we'll have to see now whether or not Toxic can get himself back onto the map. Usually the way it works is you want to try to build up these yellows, build up the shards, and then try to get a timing on the Mega, and then try to make a play close range on the Mega. Go for a drop or something like that, because you can, playing in the open areas, LG, especially against Evil, is usually quite difficult. Even if you're Toxic, it's going to be pretty hard to make that happen.
He's always been a little bit short-stacked when he's making those big moves, but Evil's very weak at the moment. Any items that Tox is going to be able to steal anytime soon, or is he so weak himself? Yeah, 73 health, 25 armor. He's got the info he needs on the red, but I think he's going to have to wave goodbye to this Mega. Confirmation just that this is Tox's pick, actually. So Furious Heights was Tox's, and Blood Run was Evil's. And this is Tox's. I've also heard that Elder is going to be the next map on top of that. So Sinister, in that case, will be the tiebreaker, where things are getting very difficult. I think if Tox doesn't win this now, this series all of a sudden starts becoming extremely difficult for him.
Yeah, I completely agree. Evil on both of those last two maps is pretty deadly. Well, here we go, another engagement out into the center map, and Toxic's not liking it. He's going to fall into the lava.
No.
It's looking pretty rough for him at the moment, to be honest.
I mean, he's got 4 minutes to conjure up something, but he's had a very hard time getting onto the major items cleanly. He's going to find Evil. He is going to double back in. Fairly slow to do so. But I think Tox really should just sit on items for maybe a minute and a half. Make sure he's got a comfortable stack, 100, 200. Then as you're talking about, find a way onto that Mega. And that's going to be the route to further control frags and glory.
Here we go, we have, once again, Toxic is on top map. He's looking for good engagements. He can be so efficient here. Good LG indeed. He's so efficient with that. And now we have people just moving around, trying to get some damage back on Toxic, trying to just slowly whittle him down as he moves in for the items that are spawning. So he gets the red armor, but you can see the damage that Toxic did was pretty significant. He was just down to 100 right now. So if Toxic gets some armor quickly before the Mega does spawn, he might be able to make a play on top of it, as he has the upper areas, but he's going to drop down into mid-level, exactly where Evil is. Try to challenge through the main choke point and see if he can get something done. Good rockets, he's pushing Evil away. He's actually done it, but there's going to be a double frag there. Both Evil and Toxic going down as Evil makes his way in and gets the better spawn onto the Mega. That is gutting for Toxic.
It is. He's going to get himself the red. He needs to get out of here comfortably. And Evil's actually taken a lot of damage during that process. He misses the jump up to yellow, in fact. Tox probably won't know that, but slowing Evil down on his route around the map, it's always going to be nice to Tox. This game is not over yet. Another direct.
Yeah, that actually is a really big deal now. But the Toxic needs to put the foot to the metal right now. He needs to get the NOS going, because he's got just over 2 minutes left, and he needs to make 4 kills on Lost World. That is a very big ask.
It is a big ask.
So he needs to get it going right now. And Evil's going to steal away a Mega. And
shouldn't
didn't
have happened.
Toxic get one of the...
He had the red 4 seconds before the Mega spawned, so he should have been able to go straight to the Mega after that, after he took red. Yeah, that's not an item you want to leave up. And this red now as well. Evil going to steal away. This is getting really difficult. Tox though, he's going to be able to find him, but it is Evil doing the bulk of the damage. Rockets are not hitting for Tox whatsoever. I think I might have to call that game. Right now, Tox needs a bit too much. He needs to get control of the items, and he needs to get the weapons. He's got the lightning gun very quickly. But is Evil going to give him a chance right now? Evil does not need to stick around on this. Red armor has been taken throughout the fight, and 1 health left for Tox. But how on earth do you build your lead up continuing that?
Yeah, it's really, really hard. And here comes Evil. He's going to finish him off straight away. And that's the real GG moment there for Toxic. He knows at this point, okay, I've lost momentum into this one. There's a minute left, and there's 5 frags to go. So Evil seems to be holding on to this well. And Toxic just never could quite get into this one. Evil's always a step ahead.
Evil had a great start, didn't he?
Yeah, he really
managed to
had
get the frags early on.
Yeah.
I'm worried for Tox though.
He always had good control of center map very early on as well, so he always has all the options. Even though he wasn't pushing in aggressively, when Toxic decided to go aggressively, Evil was able to capitalize. So it's pretty nicely done, but Evil kind of used that, because I mean that's not necessarily a strength of Toxic, whereas it is a strength for Evil is to go and attack. Attacking Toxic is probably pretty risky in some of those spots. It's an easy way to give away a lot of stack.
Yeah, absolutely. Tox has called GG, by the way, so just keep that scoreboard on so you guys can see some stats, and you can see that Tox has really struggled with red armor. He's had quite a few megas, which has been fine, been a lot of steals, but I think he needed to be a bit more, his play a bit more centered around the red armor for a bit, because he just didn't have enough armor as it was to be a part of the fights that he was trying to be a part of. And this time actually Evil getting a fairly healthy damage advantage over Tox. Elder next. Gonna be pretty tough for Tox. I don't know how much he's been practicing this map. I don't think anywhere near as much as the old ones. He's an old schooler in the respect that he very much likes to play the old school maps.
Yeah.
And that's why Sinister's going to be hard for him as well.
Yeah.
But he's definitely more capable of beating Evil on Sinister than on Elder, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean Sinister is I mean I always feel like it's very similar to Blood Run in many ways. So that's going to feel very comfortable. But Elder is a very different map. It's a very strange map, to be honest. It's kind of, there's nothing I can easily compare it to, partially because of the key dynamic, and it's actually kind of a small map.
Yeah.
When you think about it as well, but it's still quite hard to find your opponent in some of these engagements. There's lots of like corridors where you can cut through different angles, and the buttons, especially the one next to the mega, adds like with the obelisk, adds a lot to being able to quickly cut off players and get yourself into red or into the the yellow straight from mega. It's very fast.
I think when we saw Tox playing against Fazz on Elder as well, see at the beginning he seemed all right, kind of playing around on a slow game, but when Fazz was speeding things up and that key became more important in the game, that's when I really saw Tox struggling a bit. So what would be nice at Tox is if he has access to that key early on.
Yeah, actually, interestingly, I mean, we saw that Fazz put a lot of investment in various spots to just go and get the key. And there's spots where players basically have done that without thinking too much, as far as how the spawns could work out and what other items are up. Just because to the players that play the map a lot, they know how good the key is because they know how much they can do with it when they have it.
Yeah.
But with Toxic, he didn't seem to care. It's like, just take the items and get the damage. Don't care as much about the key. If it's convenient, I'll go grab it. But otherwise, he'll just make the jump and have his route slow down a little bit. But
are we going to get some Quakecon demo analysis videos from DDK at any
Quakecon
point?
demo analysis?
Yeah.
Maybe, but
you used to do lots of
Quakecon
demo
hasn't happened yet.
I know, but are you going to do it? I'm not saying do it now.
Maybe. It depends on how much free time I have.
Okay.
Been doing a lot of stuff recently with
so
CS.
I'd love to hear sort of like an in-depth analysis of the sort of the key factor.
The stuff on it'd be really interesting actually. Yeah.
It'd
be nice to take a good match. Well, hopefully we'll get some really good Elder matches at Quakecon, so I can take some stuff from that. Like
it's going to be difficult to avoid. Only 5 maps in the pool.
Exactly.
So,
I was going to say.
I think we're going to be seeing it quite a bit. But best of 5s I think are just going to be mandatory throughout every single series we're seeing at Quakecon. Obviously going to be lots of exciting games, and as many of them as possible we try to be streamed. FACEIT going to be producing as well, so you guys know what quality to expect.
Yeah, if you're going, you'll see
not going.
Reese's.
Yeah, it's brilliant. I've got some of the FACEIT guys that I know coming down.
Yeah.
And I've been getting familiar with producer Reese. I'll make sure he doesn't get fired before the end of Quakecon.
Yeah.
And
I think James will be there as well.
Yes, I believe
my other half.
Yeah.
in CS, in the CS world. My heterosexual life partner.
He's a brilliant guy. I'd love to be interesting to see him cast some Quake, but
yeah, you should get him to do that.
He's born and bred through fighting games and now CS, from what I understand.
You should get him to try. It'd be funny.
Yeah. I wonder if people would accept it. I'll sub out with Jahar and let them partner up. That'd be fine.
That'd be fun.
Jahar, yeah. I think we're gonna see if we can do a quick Quakecon analysis before Quakecon actually starts, like before I leave for America. We'll see if we can do anything. So social media stuff, you guys know where to follow all that. Remember to follow FACEIT, follow DDK. He got way too many followers now. Can you like share some?
There's loads of people in CS. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
incredible.
at the start of the year, I think I had like 2,500 or something just towards the end of January. So, and then it's like MLG Aspen, and then from that period, end of January till now, it's like plus 17,000.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
What do you do with all the followers?
I don't do anything.
Do they like count as money?
No.
What are they?
Do
you collect them?
No.
Do you say hello to each one of them?
No. I just ignore all of them. I just do tweets and ignore all of them.
Do you send pictures of your lunch?
Of my lunch?
Yeah.
I've probably done that, yeah.
Yeah?
I know I installed Instagram the other day, and then I was like...
You have to install it?
Yeah, and then I resisted. Every time I was like, oh, I can make...
Oh, I got a really nice omelette here.
No. It's like every time I take a picture of my food, I feel like I'm taking a piece of my soul away and just selling it.
Speaking of this game, though, Tox managed to get the key straight away, but look at the aggression that Evil showed. We won't talk about Instagram and food pictures anymore. Hipstagram, yeah.
Let's go. Toxic Evil. This could be it if Toxic can get a good start. He's already got the key, but...
I mean, he had a good start, but right at the start. But he just wasn't expecting Evil to be so aggressive. Usually the guy who spawns on the Mega side, you're a little bit more passive, and you're like, oh, I hope the guy lets me out of this area, because otherwise it's going to be scary. And Evil doesn't care.
I always love that when the door closes and you have the key, it's like, did I?
There's a Mega Rub. Tox still hasn't taken that. I don't know if Evil realized. He must have realized through the timing of how he got there.
And Tox is delaying it like a boss. That's, well... even if it's by accident. So there, red is up, and Toxic has timing on it, so he's going to quickly grab that and get out of there. So that's nice, pretty swift movement, but he is lacking on the old railgun and also some ammo here on the LG. He's going to be able to replenish there, get some extra damage onto Evil, and he's got... Toxic actually has the most information about the items on the map now. He knows when the Mega is, he knows when the red is exactly, and the only thing he's lacking is that railgun. So that's where this key really helps, because if Evil's going to pressure it, it'll probably be from up high, but the key can obviously unlock that pressure area. And we actually caught Evil going low.
He needs to hold onto the key as well till the railgun area opens.
Oh,
if once Tox gets the rail, and if he's still got the key and control, I'm sensing a really good first 5 minutes for Tox.
He's trying to play this really slow now, but he gave away the red to Evil, and Evil is just roaming the map at the moment. Tox is desperately trying to catch him out, but he's in completely the wrong area at the moment as Evil's just going up high. So Evil's being able to circumvent him very effectively so far.
Did he spot him?
I think I saw like a...
I'm pretty sure I saw a green thing.
Too, a green thing. Oh, and Toxic is going to get caught out by Evil just for a moment, but no real engagement just yet.
It could be interesting on the major items right now to see who gets what. Actually, Tox doing alright. He gets the red, he should be clean to get the Mega and the lower yellow. And Evil with just the top yellow extra. So yes, the advantage is still with Tox, but he needs that railgun really soon. He's got time to go and get it at the moment.
I think if he just uses this, the door, opens the door, it'd be really nice because, again, Evil, he could very well catch Evil up there, trying to rail down, because Evil knows that his rail can be an advantage, but because Tox has the key, he might want to try to avoid that area as well. So that's also the mind games that come into play here as well.
Oh, Evil, he gets caught on the side. There's a bit of extra damage for Tox just then. He didn't need the red that much. And I like the way he was listening at the top of the obelisk room and then waiting to see when Evil would pick up red. LG is so good. He's been dodging the rockets brilliantly. The key helping him dodge backwards. He's going to get first blood here on Elder. And this is important. I did say that Tox was going to struggle on this map, but he looks like he's had a great start and he's been able to continue that. Red has just gone in the way of Evil. And Tox still needs to get himself a railgun, but he's done a direct rocket at the beginning and just rushes in using Evil tactics versus Evil. I'm staggered.
Yeah, Toxic has a really good grasp, it seems, of the basics of this map from what we can tell. Like, I think he's predicting Evil quite well based on what Evil knows about Toxic and what Toxic's strong plays are versus what Toxic knows Evil's strong plays are. So, you know, Toxic's thinking about all of this stuff, and he's finally going to grab himself that railgun. Now, red is coming up as well as the Mega, and
he's let the Mega fly.
Yeah, the Mega's gone away, but that was the sacrifice in getting the railgun. So maybe he's just said, okay, I'm happy for this. As long as I can get the rail, get some yellows.
It should be put to good use. I don't think Tox is as fluent with the Elder angles as on any other map.
He just
But
wants
hopefully
to,
he can hit some stuff for his sake.
Yeah, I think he's in an okay position here. He just needs to try to not take too much damage for the next Mega. Or if he gets an engagement, it's going to be really efficient. Because if he can win the Mega back, all is forgiven, I think.
Yeah.
There he goes. Oh, what a rail there. That was incredible, that flick down onto Evil. And he's trying to get the pressure. He's got to be careful, though. Look at all the damage he took for very little given.
Is Evil going to go? Evil does actually go for Mega. That was quite risky. Tox could have gone in and done some damage. He does get a nice little spam rocket going. Low on rockets. Evil having a hard time getting back into this game.
This is really tense though, because Toxic is giving him opportunity now, and that's actually a very good engagement. Yeah, this is. He has to be careful that he keeps this engagement like a net gain for him. Oh, now he's maybe stuck in the room if Toxic pulls out the railgun and gets a quick flick.
He sounds weak. Tox sounds really weak. I think he might have to back off from this. He can take a rail. Oh, not that Evil has one.
That was so much time killed by Evil. He's going to go in from the side. Oh, the rail comes in as well from Evil, and he's going to get himself onto the red. He knows that Toxic is too weak to actually go for a chasing maneuver. Oh, but he's always playing with fire. That could have been very nasty.
Yeah, that was a frag. If Tox was able to land that rail, that was 3-0.
That's really risky considering that Evil just could safely just go chill here and just collect everything. But he wants every single opportunity for a frag or damage, it seems.
Yeah, get that damage in whenever you can, but not at the sacrifice of your own life. Tox is back into a comfortable position. That wasn't really, the last 30 seconds have been pretty tense for Tox.
It's been a really good Elder match so far, actually. I really like this. This is really good.
But even the story for Evil, one would expect him in the finals. He won the 125 FPS Season 24 Pro League. 4-1 in the grand finals against Cypher. Not seeing him go versus Cypher today would be highly unusual.
And here we go. We've got Evil trying to bait for the red. But Toxic already has all the armor he needs, so he'd rather leave it up rather than go for it and risk being exposed into a lot of damage. So smart here by Toxic. He's just on his little perch. He still has the key as well, so that's actually really critical in that upper area position.
He needs to keep it the whole game.
And look how good that is to actually allow him to get good angles onto Evil there. That key helping massively. Mega time though. Evil looks like he wants to challenge for this, but no, he's going to change his mind. That's probably quite smart. See Toxic. Oh, he's going to get him from the side. Nice use of the obelisk room there as he goes in.
Oh
Toxic doing so much damage. The chase comes in.
What? The rockets are good though. Mutual frag. Wow. I thought the Tox's LG was vicious then.
Yeah, how on earth did Evil manage to pull that one off?
Where's the key?
But it's spawned.
Evil's gonna have the key. This is bad news. This is, I think, is a very big chance Evil can make it back now.
Yeah, I completely agree. Toxic, he has to be able to be very strong defensively and try to win some armors and also weapons, but that's going to be pretty hard if Evil comes in on top of his position very soon, which he could do that. He's got the yellow now, so he can just charge down. Toxic gets the long-range rail. That could make the difference as he didn't pick up the red armor as he got railed. So this is really bad for Toxic. Oh, wow. That shot was incredible there from Evil.
But he's not able to follow it up. He's expecting Tox to move in front of him. Evil may be losing a chance to get some extra damage. 82 health Tox was on just then. The doors have been opened. Well, the stairs have been opened.
I love how awkward they look, but awesome at the same time.
I think they're great. 17 damage. Need a bit more than that, Evil. Tox is just hoping to kill a bit of time. That was a brilliant rail, actually, to slow Evil down. He's going to get the upper area. One thing I worry about for Tox is now that he doesn't have the key. Naturally, if you don't have the key on this map, you need to be quite nimble moving around the tentacles. And it's quite hard to do that unless you've really put some time into getting used to exactly where the textures end and where you can stand on them. Because they're horrible. So many. You make movement error on this map, it could be game over.
That's very strong damage by Evil. Really, really good. He wants to try to get some more damage in. Oh, there it is. And the next one as well.
One frag between them. Evil has taken a fair bit of damage, but he's got the items to fall back on. Where is Tox going to be? He's getting the railgun. This is sketchy for Tox at the moment. Evil trying to close the gap. Tox, how are you going to get out of here? How many seconds can you kill in this zone? He's looking to get a rail shot to land. Only LG now for Evil, and it's a tied game.
It's actually really nice to delay that long because everything spawns the longer he's delaying. And the Mega's up, the Red's up. What is Toxic going to get himself onto? He gets himself onto the Mega. Some decent damage done by the LG of Toxic, but Evil has such a strong positional and weapon advantage, and let's not forget how important this key comes into. A factor like, look at that key is going to just allow him to go straight through, get some good damage on, looks for the finish with the LG. If he can get this finish, he can just get this map in the bag. But Toxic is going to get away. Toxic can still force overtime. He can still save himself and actually win the series on Elder, and I think that's what he'd rather do if he can.
He's fairly weak. He's going to find it. He's got no LG himself. It's going to be a frag for Evil. The items coming up next is lower yellow and the mega health. 20 seconds now. Can we shoot over to Tox's point of view and see what he's able to do? Please, Reese. Please, Reese. Alright, so he's got mega. Did he take lower yellow? I don't even know. And now at 5 seconds, is he going to be able to find him? Trying to close the gap. Evil is just, yeah, he's moving around too fast, too far away. Not enough opportunity to Tox, and that is now going to be a tiebreaker map that we're going to get to in this semi-finals.
Yeah, that was a really good match of Elder there, actually.
That was sick.
I really liked how the mind games come into play when you have the key and the rail, and how the rail game works as well, because you really want the rail. If you're out of control, you want to use the rail gun into the main area. So it's the best gun because you can have the big ranges. You don't commit straight into the room, so you don't get fragged. You don't take maybe too much damage, and the cool area to use is like the upper areas. But if the other guy's the key, then you kind of don't want to do that because he can just open the door and just wreck you with this awesome stack.
Exactly.
So then we saw the 50-50 of do I double bluff it? So sometimes Toxic was going low, and thinking that is, the opponent is going to say, okay, I want to go low because of that reason, but then he would go the high route and actually get a position onto Mega or something, or get a different angle. It's very cool to see these basic mind games coming in.
It's a shame for Tox that he had to lose out on that key. It was that mutual frag that allowed Evil to pick up some items and then get onto the key, and then he was just making it right back in. Yeah. Just when you thought that was a good situation for him. And we've just come into a game here on the tiebreaker where Evil has just pegged it into the lead in the first 15 seconds.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the Cypher Evil finals were what people were expecting, and this is a good way to make that happen for Evil's perspective at the very least. 2-0 up at the start, 30 seconds in no less.
Yeah, and I wouldn't say that this is one of Tox's strongest maps. So I'd say he's more familiar with this than Elder, but he gave a really good game last map. Yeah, and he's going to try and just leg it out there. He needs to get some weapons uncontested. He doesn't want to have to fight Evil to go through them. This red armor's going to be up in a second. Evil's just going to push him out of there without an issue.
Yeah, it's a pretty rough situation. He has to just try to stack up on some of these yellows and then try to avoid his opponent. You can do this, of course, by using key spots on the map to listen. Use item timings as well as a guide as to where the opponent should be moving, where's the most likely place they should be moving. So Tox will use all of this to his advantage and just hit rails as well. That works all the better.
Oh, he's pushed off. He can't get himself on the red. He is still landing rails. And he finally gets the lightning gun, but he's so weak at this point. He needs to hold it together and keep these weapons intact. And I need ideally not give himself another frag to have to catch up from.
Yeah, his shots have been a little bit inconsistent here and there in this best of 5 compared to what we saw in the group play, but he's against Evil as well, so you got to consider that the dodging and the mind games that comes in to shooting somebody that's also hitting you like crazy, but also dodging like crazy as well, and knows how it is to dodge against super good aimers. So it's a lot of that is going into this.
He has managed to get himself the Mega, so Tox has got a fantastic stack going. It didn't look like this was going to happen, 30, 40 seconds ago when he was really weak. Switches over to the LG, trying to dodge these rockets from Evil. Not doing a terrible job of it, but there's a rail right at the end from Evil, and he's going to have a good path over to this red. One rail, but he needs more, and he can't land it. 19 health left. That would have been the frag had Tox been given an extra couple of seconds. But okay, never mind me finishing that sentence. He finds him off the spawn. It's back to a 2 frag advantage now for Evil.
Yeah, he's looking for that. Oh, the drop rail is going to come into play, and the finishing blow with the rocket launcher. Lovely stuff there from Toxic as he makes his way back onto the red, which he knows is spawning any second, and there's nothing Evil can do about it to stop that. And
game on.
It is absolutely, and there's only 3.5 seconds between the Mega and the red armor at the moment. So this is going to be pretty interesting to see how Toxic handles this, because this is the moment where he can get really far ahead. If he can find a way to either frag his opponent and then get onto both items, that would be good. And here it is.
Whoa.
Evil goes down straight on top of the Mega, and that's the Mega. Perfect timing for the red. Evil should be able to Toxic should be able to take the lead off at this point.
Corpse fragging as well after that. That meant something to him. He might even get the next kill. I believe he did just take that yellow, looking for a pixel rail at the end. Evil will be able to get himself the top yellow armor, but he is not doing so great right now. And Tox, you're too late for that angle. Sorry, bud.
I think it's quite cool actually. You might have been trying to catch a really sneaky double back, but Evil's just playing it just simple and smart. Gets the yellow, goes and plays position, but he's looking really weak at the moment, considering that Toxic is strong. He's running around with everything. There's 100 armor for Evil though. He's not really in shape to challenge for the Mega. If he wanted to go for the red, he's likely going to take a rail. He can take one, but you don't want to just lose your armor at this point just for the sake of poking when you know your opponent's on 200. You're not going to get anything from that. So he needs to try to build a stack into a challenge. Like a Mega dive or something would be really nice. But I don't know if he has the time on Mega. That's a really key factor for Evil at the moment, I think.
Evil's doing very well to pick up some little items here around the map. I think soon that Mega is going to be contested. Evil does have timing on it. He's just going to... This is one where he might just listen into, and then he'll probably challenge for the next Mega now.
Yeah, here we go. It's Mega taken. I think Evil heard when it spawned, so that's really key info. And he's keeping his stack alive. This is actually Evil's strategy right now. I'm pretty sure that it's just the Mega dive. If he can get position on the Mega, he can drop on it, he can use it in the middle of the fight. That's the way he can get back into control here. But he knows that Toxic was too stacked to deal with, so he's just waiting. He's going to make his slow route round up the mid-map. He's planned out the route completely. Here's the dive onto the Mega. Where is Toxic? There he is, and he traps him behind the choke point. Perfectly done here by Evil. That's exactly how it's supposed to go. Just has to hit the shots, and he gets out of there as well. Onto the red armor, and Evil's played this perfectly. He set himself up to take the frag. Here it is.
Tox had to give up on that fight. You know, he couldn't run back into the Mega Room. I'm amazed that he managed to keep Evil away from him just then. 81 health for Evil. I can't imagine Tox was on more at that point. That's red coming up very shortly. There's Tox going to want to challenge over for this. Evil looks for a rail. He misses out on the shot, and Tox is going to get extra armor. He might look for a way in onto the Mega health, but he's a bit slow getting there.
Yeah, so Evil's got really good control of the Mega now, but all Toxic has to do is just build up armor, and then he can make a similar play. And it's all about these damage exchanges, because they can both go for little damage exchanges now. Let's see if Evil feels comfortable to actually challenge into red. Looks like he doesn't want to play the red at all. He just wants to get armor and keep playing the Mega, which is really interesting. It's a lot of respect in not trying to getting into skirmishes with Toxic, but you can't always avoid that, as Toxic is going to prove just launching himself out the telly, and that's going to be should be an easy Mega pickup, but he doesn't know the time. He doesn't know the time, and Evil's going to get that.
It's like he's avoiding it or something. But yeah, he surely just doesn't have the timing. Otherwise, I see no reason for him not to challenge for it. He's going to go onto the red armor. Evil manages to back up onto the item very well. A bit of rocket damage from Tox. Evil missing out on a shot. He misses a second rail. 22 health left for Evil. Tox takes a direct rocket. He can't find the rail either. And Evil, he's going to try and find extra items. Oof. He's pushed away. I don't even know if that 50 health bubble was up. These guys are playing next level Quake at the moment. This is extremely high level.
Yeah, both stuck at 3-3. Deciding map in this best of 5 series to see who goes to the finals. Have a chance at that $1,500 first place prize. And right now, Evil is looking in much better shape compared to Toxic. And Evil has the item timings as well. That's the really key difference. And he is looking to just secure himself on the rotation again. There's the red pickup. Can go straight for the Mega health. Toxic surely has to be there to try to take this. So this could be it. He managed to pick it up actually. So Evil's just going to take it easy. We'll just get a bit of damage in, and they'll go their separate ways. Neither player confident to commit to that fight. Well, maybe okay, but Evil probably was. But Toxic sure as hell was not.
Wow, Tox actually moving in after that rail. He's going with the LG. He wants to go beast mode right now, but he's got 20 health. He gets the frag somehow. What? That was
joking.
Unreal. You saw that Tox suddenly click. That confident just came in, and he knew, right, I'm going to hit everything, and you're not going to stop me. That was unbelievable. He's got to watch out, though, for these rockets. They're doing a lot of damage here. He wants to get some damage before Evil takes the Mega, but he's unable to do so.
And that's actually a big deal, but even bigger of a deal yet still is that Toxic, of course, was able to take the...
We might have another frag.
Oh,
no,
wow.
Evil's going to get back on him. He had too much health. Why was Tox challenging on that?
I think he thought he got enough free damage there, but that Mega really made a big difference that Evil stole away. And he's going to get the one off the spawn as well, converting 2 kills there away from Toxic, all because of the fact that Toxic couldn't hit a rail when Evil was going for that Mega. And in fact, he took rocket damage as well.
Yeah, that was it, wasn't it? That was the difference.
It looked a little bit clumsy. You don't think it means very much, but that has made the world of difference. That could be the deciding moment. But rail's coming in. And Toxic is still standing, but he's only got 50 HP. Evil, once again, looks to be in better shape, and that can't happen here for Toxic. He is in a hell of a lot of trouble now.
This is really difficult for Tox. He needs to scavenge some kind of items. The rail from below, he needed that extra 50 armor. He also really needs that lightning gun. That's been such a godsend for him. 60 health. Evil closing the gap, making it 6-4. He is 1 minute away from securing his spot in the grand final of the Road to Quakecon tournament.
Here we go. Evil he's gonna take 1 nasty rocket, but he's absolutely fine with this. Toxic is gonna be moving in. He'll find out Evil's position. It's all about trying to catch him off guard, though. And both of these players, of course, are reading. Okay, how can he escape? Where is he gonna escape? How can I cut him off? And so far, Evil's been staying ahead of this game, and he's going to go back in for the engagement.
One more rail. Can he hit it? Oh, he can't make it happen. 30 seconds to go.
Yes, it's looking.
I think it's over, Dan.
It could very well be over here for Toxic's chances. He looked so good at the start of the series, but just as you said, he struggles with the last 2 maps. And Evil is really low there, but it will be the frag onto Toxic. That should seal the deal. 8-4.
What a series, mind. What an emotional series. To be fair,
I'm crying right now.
That was just crazy. Yeah, a round of applause personally from myself to both of those players. They gave us an amazing Sinister.
I like how it says Fazz wins at the top. I agree. Fazz wins.
Look, 3k damage from Tox, 3.4 from Evil. The control was actually pretty similar. Yeah, I mean, Tox getting that clutch frag up at the red armor where he did that crazy LG to rail.
That was really sick.
The fact that he didn't hit the rail at the Mega, he was looking for it, he wanted it, he knew it was important, and then everything that it led up to just went right back in his face.
I mean, the crazy thing there is that even if he just leaves and just sets up for the red area, then he's fine as well.
Yeah.
Of course, like the crippling play that Evil is free, or should be free.
Too aggressively as well.
Well, I mean, I think going for that is fine, but he took rocket damage, and then was like, oh crap, I actually need to commit here. I need to do something with this. And then he stayed too long, took a bit more damage, and then that was it.
Yeah.
So that actually sucked. That actually really sucked, because that meant everything for him. Mm-hmm. So crazy, but that means Toxic's out, and that means we're going to get the finals that we expected.
Gotta say, I was not expecting Tox to make it that close. I was thinking 3-0, and I know producer Reese was asking me, so what do you think this next game is going to be like? I was like, yeah, 3-0 to Evil. I didn't even hesitate. I thought this was I didn't think that Tox was practiced enough for Duel yet to compete, but that's amazing that he gave Evil such a close game right there. That makes me extremely excited to see him play at Quakecon, to see how he's going to be able to compete with Dahang, Rafa, should he go up against either of them. Yeah, so definitely honorable mention for Tox today. But, as you say, Evil, Cypher next. It's the finals we most commonly expect here in the Quake community. I still stand by my word saying that Cypher is going to be winning the tournament today. It's a big lump sum. It's on a prestigious stage here on FACEIT. So
yeah, I'm with you with the Cypher prediction.
Yeah,
I'm definitely with you. But we'll find out soon enough, guys. It's time to take a short break before we kick off with the grand finals here for the Road to Quakecon final. We'll see you very shortly.